Hey there guys, welcome back to another bonus episode of Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, and we're going to be, I guess, going to do the online mode again.
Yeah.
And,
At the time of recording this, we are in another Grand Prix.
That's right, we're in the Back in Time Grand Prix.
Uh-huh.
So, we're just going to show that off, and, yeah, we'll see where it goes from there.
Yep, we got one new track, 3 new baby characters, and a bunch of different options for us to choose from this time.
Oh yeah.
which I kind of feel this Grand Prix does better than the last time, because they're allowing us to play as even more characters this time around.
Yeah, if I go
and
to...
even they give us more Nitro.
Actually, no, you probably should make a room now, right?
Yep, I already have.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I can show off the characters you can play as more often now. You can play as Crash, Tiny, Pyrrha, Ripperoo, and like all the other ones that has plus 10% as well. So they definitely give you a lot more options for who you could play as in order to get more Nitro points.
I imagine this will be the route we're taking each month.
I'd like to think so as well.
Yeah, I hope they continue to spice things up from here.
Alright, I got my character ready.
Alright.
Alright, readying up, and I'm guessing we're gonna be racing through the new track that was released as well.
We are. Prehistoric Playground.
Okay then. Is this with CPUs as well, or?
Not this time.
Okay.
We tried this before without AI, and funnily enough, it worked out very well. We managed to play through it without AI whatsoever.
Alright, so yeah, they definitely fixed that compared to last time.
I keep telling myself as each month goes by, they're continuing to, you know, fix all the problems online is currently having.
So
This seems to be an improvement.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like in terms of the new content that we're getting in terms of tracks and characters, it's definitely an improvement. Of course, that being said, and I'm pretty sure we've discussed this plenty of time already, the microtransaction business, on the other hand, are something that is very well not needed. So...
yeah, we had a nice long chat about this.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's definitely a huge blemish in what is otherwise one of the best kart racers I've played in recent times.
Right, that's pretty much the only thing that's setting this back from, you know, being a solid, like pure perfection. Like, you can tell they put so much love and care into this. It's just having a monetization option, especially in a game like this, is not really the best course of action to take.
Yeah, and
but of course it
Crash
is
Bandicoot of all things, like, it's so unprecedented. It's like, imagine having Mario Kart 8 with microtransactions. It just doesn't feel right at all.
Then again, it is Activision, so I'm not really that shocked as many people are at the moment.
Yeah, like, considering how Activision is basically the owner of the IP, it's gonna, like, make sense for them to actually do something like this.
It's a given.
Like, I'm pretty sure we've said this plenty of times as well, but Activision, EA, and I want to say Bethesda recently is also, like, basically the evils that is within the game companies nowadays.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, like, in terms of video game companies, I'd say EA is probably the worst out of the 3, but that's still not excusing Activision for the bad deeds they've done.
Yeah, that's not really saying a whole lot.
Yeah. Ooh.
Though surprisingly, they're offering much less than I thought they would. I mean, at the most, you'll be giving them like $10 a pop for the highest amount of points. I'd imagine this was a move on Vinox's end, since they themselves said they had no plans for this whatsoever, and yet here we are now.
Yeah, so in a way, it's kind of like false advertising as well.
Or on the off chance, it's the higher-ups themselves that really got the upper hand here.
Oh yeah.
Because I keep looking at this and I'm saying this is definitely an Activision move.
For sure.
No need to discredit Vinox or anything. Like, you can tell they actually care about what they're doing.
Definitely, like, they've done a very well job of developing this game for sure.
yeah, on top of remaking ZZR, they're giving us all this stuff and a whole lot more.
Plus, with even more content coming up in the future as well.
Yep, next month's supposed to be Spyro. Looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you had an interesting theory about the Grand Prix so far, correct?
Yeah. So far we've got the themes we're getting so far seems to tie up with Crash Tag Team Racing. All the park tracks were based on certain themes like fairy tale, dinosaurs, Egyptians, outer space. So far, this seems to tie up with that theory. We had one Egyptian track and one based on dinosaurs.
And considering how next is Spyro, it's going to be more of a fantasy theme as well, right?
Yep, that'll definitely seal the deal on that part.
There's definitely some inspiration going on with the themes around the Grand Prix.
All we really need now to really seal the deal is a track based on the mystery / pirate theme and one around outer space. Then everything would come full circle.
Yeah, considering how we already have like a pirate theme stage and Crash has been in space beforehand, then yeah, very fitting.
Right. Plus, with the confirmation of tag team characters as well, what with Chicken Stew and Nina Cortex coming sometime later on, I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of plausibility that we'd see a track based on the theme park itself, Motor World, which is what the game itself centers around. Excuse me?
Oh, was it?
Oh, I thought I misheard for a minute.
Oh no, I was mostly silent during the loading screen, so.
Okay, yeah.
If there's any background noise in the background, then that's probably it.
That's probably what I heard.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on, like, in recent times, Bo, but I'm hearing a lot of, like, police sirens recently.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And it's a little bit foreboding as to what's happening.
Wow. Okay, hope that goes well.
Yeah. It also kind of doesn't help the fact that I don't exactly live next to a bad neighborhood, but I basically neighbors with them, so...
Oh.
Yeah, that's
yep,
that's always
fun. I can
fun.
see where that can be troublesome.
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure if I told you, or in fact, I don't think I've actually told the story beforehand though. But recently, actually, I wouldn't say recently. I'd say like about a year ago, there was an actual like gunfight going on next to my street, which
man,
definitely like creeped me the fuck out, and especially the kids that are babysitting here.
Oh, how did that go exactly?
Luckily no one died, but it was certainly something that was very like, what the hell happened here? So that was definitely an experience that I really don't want to go through again.
Oh, let's hope not.
Yeah. In terms of like property damage, there were like some windows that got broke, and a car that also like windows were broke as well. So yeah, I'm not sure. I seriously don't know what the hell's going on like nowadays, but geez, that's definitely an experience right there.
Nice.
Ooh, okay, that's a good save there.
That was actually a good shot.
Thanks. I actually did have a shield, and I didn't know if I could like shoot backwards or not, but it doesn't look like you can.
No, you can't.
Alright, so yeah, I had to rely on the bomb in order to like get backwards in. So I think I showed up a shortcut maybe. There we go. Got really lucky with that speed boost there.
Hopefully I can catch up, because right now I'm trying the Zero the First and Grand Prix Dominator challenge at the same time.
Oh yeah. Actually, I think I got that like when we were playing off screen, to my knowledge. I'm not sure though.
Not quite. If it did, it would have told me right away, because...
Oh no, I'm talking about me, not you.
Oh.
Yeah, like it was
well,
like when we were playing like off screen, so I think I got that already.
Yep. Those are the only 2 challenges I've yet to clear. Then after that, all of my themed challenges will be cleared.
Alright, well good luck with that, because I think I'm almost close to the finish line already.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
0 for 2.
Tiny looks uncomfortable in that tiny car.
How does he even manage?
I don't know. Like, Mario Kart Double Dash has like a weight system, right? Where like if you're a bigger character, it's impossible for you to pick the smaller cards.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wonder if they like remove that. Like, what would happen if they remove that limitation? What would Bowser look like driving like this baby stroller? It's like he would obviously look very uncomfortable or crush the cart.
It's a good thing this game does a thing where it adjusts the card size based on who you're playing.
Oh yeah.
It's a small detail, but it's fairly noticeable.
I'm guessing that might also like adjust for the hitbox and hurtbox as well for their characters. So in terms of me being tiny, I'm probably like the most likely to get hit by everything. Although, an interesting fact about hurtbox and hitbox, I've been recently playing Mario Party, and something I realized that no matter what character you use, they all have the same hurtbox. So
wow.
like Waluigi would technically be top tier because he looks so big, but his hurtbox is so little because it's the exact same as Mario's.
I did not think of that.
Yeah, so that could like get some weird illusion issues right there.
Same hitbox.
Yeah, it's to make it a lot more balanced so that every character is completely equal, but at the same time, it's like I clearly hit Waluigi, but how come he didn't get hit? So it can lead to like those one-off moments where like it looks like you hit someone, but didn't actually hit them. And even worse, the tiny characters like Baby Bowser or like Bowser, I forgot if he was in the game or not though, but let's use him as an example. He would also have the same hurtbox as Mario as well, which makes completely no sense. Because he's tinier than him.
Right.
How's Mario Party been doing recently? I heard that Super Mario Party was actually really good, so I'm thinking about getting that. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that sometime soon. Because I really do miss the franchise.
For a little while as soon as I picked it up. It was good stuff. Seems like they're getting themselves back into the swing of things.
Yeah, that's good. After the bad aftertaste of 9 and 10, like, I'm glad that they're actually starting to pick up the pace again.
I've never been too wild about the vehicle segment in Mario Party, but it was there at least.
Yeah.
Like it sucks that they're changing things in a completely different scenery, but at the same time, it's nothing I'll definitely lose sleep over. It is a party game after all.
True. Which, oddly enough, there's kind of a lot of skill-based like things that Mario Party offers, despite being mostly luck-based. Especially like if we want to like compare like the first 4 Mario Party to like the most recent, well, not the recent one like Super Mario Party, but like the quote-unquote recent ones from like the Wii U and Wii era of Mario Party games.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I also remember the amount of N64 controllers I broke because of Mario Party. The rotating control stick mini games always like freaking hurt my palms.
That's why it's best to wear gloves, kids.
Oh yeah. As a kid, I never wore them, so that would be bad on my part.
Oh man, missed the jump.
You were trying to do a shortcut, I'm guessing?
Yep. Harder to do with a turn character, I realize.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, I've been talking mostly about the console ones, but how are the handhelds? Because I know they exist as well.
I have never touched Mario Party Advance, so I can't really speak that much about it.
The funny thing about that game is that I actually do own it, but I can't play it because it also requires those like VR cards or something. So like, I basically have a copy that I can't even play the game without buying another peripheral for it.
Wow.
So yeah. I don't recommend that unless you're very well prepared. Also, I think you have to use a board game as well in order to play the game as well, which more money out of your pocket.
Are we talking about the same Game Boy game?
I think so.
Because I do not remember Mario Party Advance having that much content to write home about. Unless you're talking about Mario Party E.
Yeah, that's the Game Boy Advance one, isn't it? And to my knowledge, that's the only one in the Game Boy Advance, because afterwards there's one on the DS, and then afterwards one on 3DS.
Yeah, that's the one that requires an awful lot.
Yeah, DS is the one that I've heard was actually pretty fun. So...
I remember DS. It was alright.
It was alright? I think I've only played it once, and I couldn't change characters because I didn't own the game, so... Yeah, that was a thing back in the DS eras, whereas like if you own a game but your like friend who has a DS but doesn't own the game, they're forced to play like a Shy Guy or something.
Ah.
Because they don't own a game, and you're also like limited to like certain maps as well, so.
Yep, that is a problem.
Yeah. Multiplayer games for like handhelds usually get like the shaft in most things, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like it's a type of game where like all of your friends have to buy a multiple copy in order to get the full experience, whereas like with a console game, you just need one game and 4 controllers.
That's all you ever really need, actually.
Yeah.
Okay,
and now
this
with the
time
Switch,
I'm just gonna focus on Grand Prix Dominator.
Now compare this with the Switch, where like it's also locally played as well, so that's definitely a plus side for the Switch owners.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Because one thing I was really worried about is that if you're required to own the game and own the system in order to play the game, which is not the case. You can only own like one copy and just use that one system to play, which is very good in my book.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah. And also kind of proves that Coach multiplayer is still alive as ever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't think it's as big as like what it was like back then in 2000s or like the N64 era, but I'm really glad that's still a thing because I still enjoy like playing along with my friends and family members.
Oh, agreed.
Like online is fun and all, but like nothing beats the pure like authenticity that is playing locally with your friends.
Togetherness is key for stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of the Switch, and this interests me the most, going back to purchasing Wumpa coins, this is something that is not on the Switch version for whatever reason. This only seems to be on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Really?
Yup, because I am not seeing anything that directs me to the eShop here.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because if I was on PlayStation 4, for example, if I go to the pit stop, it will direct me. There's an option that will take you to Wumpa coins, and it'll say you can purchase Wumpa coins in the PlayStation Store. You don't see that here, and I'm wondering why. Is Nintendo against this sort of thing, or are they saving it for a later time? Because I've noticed that anytime they patch the game, aside from Grand Prix, which pretty much come at around the same exact time, all their patches and updates seem to come almost at random. Like you'll get one for PlayStation that'll come around for the Switch and Xbox at much later time.
Yeah, considering how like
that really
the Spiral trilogy is also like delayed until like the Switch version and I guess the PC version as well. It makes me wonder like if like development for Nintendo is like a lot more stricter compared to the other systems.
Yeah, I'd imagine it being somewhat easier on the Xbox and PlayStation than it is for something that's as limited as the Switch. As great as it is, it's no powerhouse by any means.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine this is the stuff they'd want to focus on the most.
Although speaking of regional differences, this game was recently ported over in Japan as well. And I think we have a discussion about how kind of lazy the localization was.
Yeah, compared to... Yeah, if you look at this and its Japanese region, it's pretty much the same exact game. Not a whole much has changed.
Like, aside from menus, all the texts are still in English, like the CTR logo. And, yeah. Really, the only difference is that there's a Japanese dub, and that's pretty much it.
Yep. Then again, it was like this for Insane, too.
And we were like trying to vigorously try to research on whether or not Spiral Trilogy was on Japan yet as well. And our conclusion came that there was like an Asian release, but not an actual Japan release yet, which was interesting.
Yeah, to my knowledge, this game has not... Yeah, the Spiral games have not touched Japan whatsoever.
Which is a shame because it's a really good series too, and I believe it sold very poorly back in the PS1 era for the Japanese versions.
Yeah, Spiral 1 and 2, the tweaks they did on Spiral 1 and 2, I wouldn't say were for the better.
I believe I saw like a video differentiating between the English and the Japanese versions at one point. And that had to do with the camera angles that they implemented for the Japanese version.
Yep, it feels much more restricting than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the signs they leave around, especially in Spiral 1. They feel a lot more redundant, since the dragons could pretty much tell you the same exact thing when you unlock them.
Oh yeah. That's something I never understood, is like regional difficulty. Like, it really makes no sense. That especially was very common like back then, and especially the NES area, where like for some reason Japanese games would be harder compared to American games.
Right. Or in some cases it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, and well, that's mostly with American games ported over to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mega Man 2 is one example as well, where like there's no hard difficulty in the American release. You're just supposed to be easy. Oh, actually, no, sorry. There's no easy difficulty in the Japanese version, but they added an easy difficulty in the American release.
Right.
It makes me wonder like what's the deal with that back then. Nowadays, there's really not too much difference in terms of difficulty, which thank God.
Yeah. Now, especially since nowadays, most games seem to release around the same exact time in all regions.
Relatively, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, there's still like censorship issues as well, where like with one country, they censor in a certain aspect, whereas like the other one is completely uncensored.
Either that, or they switch things up completely when they're dubbing something, for example.
Yeah.
Like they'd be speaking about one thing, and then in another region they'll talk about something else entirely.
Yeah. I think Fire Emblem Fates and Phoenix Wright are the most guilty party in terms of like free liberal localization.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah. And sometimes it kind of makes no sense as well, because especially like as much as I love Phoenix Wright, I will admit that the localization is very bizarre, because like the game obviously looks like it takes place in Japan, but they say it takes place in Los Angeles, even though there's like a bunch of Japanese like stuff there.
I need to take a good look at that so I know for sure what we're on the same page here.
Yeah. And there's also, of course, the meme where, like, Phoenix Wright says something about, like, eating burgers, but in the Japanese version, it's eating sushi. And there's...
Yeah.
And
I don't get what that's all about.
Yeah. Which kind of coincidentally reminds me of the jellyfish-filled donuts in the Pokemon dub.
Yeah, that's immediately what I thought of when I said sometimes they'll say one thing and then the dub completely switches it up.
Yeah. Or they like remove, like they animate or remove certain things like the finger guns from Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god, that's just so dumb.
Or if we want to go back to Mario Party, the one thing of censorship that comes to mind is the Western Land in Mario Party 2.
Western Land. Oh yeah, because they in the Japanese version they use real bullets and real guns, whereas with the American version they just use like fake guns and yellow.
Yep, corkscrews.
Yeah, corkscrews.
It's small stuff like that that leaves me wondering the mindset of both parties when they're releasing their games internationally.
Yeah.
Ah, that didn't count.
Yeah, I think you were first during the third lap, so...
Yep, I have to start dead last in order to get that achievement.
Yeah. And continuing on the discussion of like censorship and regional differences, there's obviously like a standard for what each country like censors. Like in America, we obviously censor a lot more nudity. Whereas, like, with Japan, they censor a lot more blood.
I think we went over this at one point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if we actually said it during a Let's Play or we just said it, like, off-screen, but there was definitely, like, a clear, distinct difference between the two countries. And then we got Europe, who just doesn't give a fuck about either one.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
They're
Europe is easily, like, the best one. Oh, yeah, I think we did talk about it, because we were also, like, talking about the Russian censorship as well. I think it was actually on Crash Bandicoot as well, coincidentally.
Yeah,
so.
we definitely went over this.
Yeah, alright, I'm starting to remember now, slowly.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, sometimes I accidentally like repeat topics that I don't actually remember saying previously, but then when someone brings it up, it's like, oh crap, yeah, I did.
Yeah. We went over this before, it's cool. Plus side is trying all these achievements does give me the opportunity to show all 3 new characters off.
Oh yeah, which is something I don't think even I have done yet.
Nah.
Yeah, I have like only two baby characters so far, including Baby T.
Uh-huh.
I will say I was certainly a lot more motivated to unlock all the Nitro girls, for sure.
Yeah. Quite the jump we made, huh?
Yeah.
Last month it was Bodacious Buttes. Now we've gone to wee little baby tots.
Yep. It's like the circle of life.
It's weird as all, but I think I've warmed up to them.
Yeah. Oh god, speaking of circle of life, I just recently watched Lion King.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I don't like it.
What have they done to this movie, man?
It's just... I've never seen such a pointless movie in my entire life, to be honest. Like, I might sound like one of those like negative Nancy's that enjoys the original version more than the remake, but it really is true. It's like there's literally no point in the remake. Just watch the original animated version because you'll get the same plot details, the same experience. In fact, you'll get more so because you can appreciate more of the artistic values as well. Whereas,
not to mention they poured so much more emotion in the animated movie than they did with this one.
Yeah. The thing is, I wasn't originally going to plan on watching it, but my friends kind of like pressured me into watching it anyways because like, okay, fine. We already watched like almost every Marvel movie. what else is there to watch on the movie theaters recently right now?
Right.
So I was like, okay.
Like, why not?
Yeah. Plus, Lion King already made a shit ton of money anyway, so it's not like...
Yep. As of now, it's perhaps the highest grossing film of all time. It's definitely outdoing stuff like Frozen. That's where we are now.
Oh, man. Oh, you're purposely trying to...
Yep.
Right.
I realize it has to work for me to start at dead last.
Okay.
And I crossed the line anyhow.
Alright. Good luck. Ouch.
Don't know what effect that'll have.
And even so, like, as a person who actually dislikes the Frozen movie, I still say that probably deserves more of a recognition than The Lion King. It was that movie was
definitely.
that bad.
Yeah, man. Regardless of where you stand, it's still something worth considering as an art form.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I want to say art form. Like, it definitely stands out in its own right, regardless of where you stand.
And yeah, I have complimented Frozen once in a while. Like, I still think the animation is good. And
Yeah?
the character designs themselves are very nice looking.
Uh-huh. It's just that, for some people, it follows the same exact Disney formula you'd expect.
Yeah. And that's where I'm, like, where I started to notice, like, wait, this is starting to, like, feel all familiarized again.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, that did not count.
Okay, so you had to be,
Yeah, I have to be starting at dead last for this to work.
Okay, so we need the AIs, I'm guessing, in order to, like, for you to start. What?
Not quite. We can do this on our own. I'd have to be very close behind for this to pull through.
Okay, so I'm guessing you accidentally lapped already in the
right.
Okay.
I realized as soon as I was about to hit the line, yep,
yeah.
That did not count.
And I think I would have actually, like, crossed the line first if I didn't, like, screw up the jump and go out of bounds.
Right.
This is going a little bit off topic, but recently in, I believe, South Australia, for Smash Bros. Tournament, they just recently banned Hero from tournament play.
I have heard about that. With all the random effects going on with this guy, it's like, yep, they're gonna do something about him at some point.
Yeah, and I definitely know that the Smash community tends to be pretty ban heavy in terms of anything that, like, really involves a lot of RNG, so it's...
This is why I tend not to take the competitive community as seriously as others. I mean, if I'm gonna play Smash Bros, I'm just gonna play, you know, for funsies.
Yeah, and I'm certainly in a similar boat as well, although albeit I'm probably a little bit more competitive compared to you, so...
Right. Yeah, I've noticed that, especially when we played Melee some time ago.
Oh yeah, I was a hardcore Melee player back in the day.
Fun times.
Yeah. But yeah, I bring that up because I wanted to build a discussion if he really deserves to be banned or not.
I wouldn't say that, no. I mean, if we want to talk about, like, how Hero plays, it's really a major time sink to get used to how the character plays out. Especially with all the random effects going on when you're using the down special, it's like there's so much to take in.
Yeah.
It's almost intimidating at times.
Oh yeah. And something,
it's like
the thing that people are not really recognizing about his whole RNG is that it goes both ways. It could be good RNG or it could be bad RNG.
Right, you'll get a really powerful finishing blow, or you'll just get something that barely does anything.
Exactly. So it's not necessarily that he's broken, he's just very random at times.
Definitely.
So, and to be fair, like, Smash characters previously are also pretty RNG based as well, like get Mr. Game & Watch and his hammer move. Not to mention Peach and Daisy and their turnips.
Yeah.
And
so
Luigi's
if we're gonna
misfire.
follow that logic, why not do something about how those characters work out?
Yeah, and they're not banning them, so why does Hero... Because he's a lot more RNG compared to them, I'm guessing?
Right. I think it's based on the fact that he's centered around an RPG game.
Yeah, that could be it as well.
I think that's where it all came from.
Yeah. And he definitely has like a lot of RNG elements as well, including like his crits and his special move, his down special for sure, without doubt.
Right.
In fact, one of the moves, Hocus Pocus, is literally just random, so...
Yeah, that move could do a number of things, actually.
Yeah, it could either help you or hurt you in the long run. I don't think Hero's top tier by any means. Like, he's too random for
weakness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on.
Because that's also another argument that I'm hearing as well, is that he's too top tier. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Top tier? This guy?
Not really, no. Like, in my personal opinion, because he's way too RNG based in order to really like.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just not seeing that where people are coming from with that.
Yeah. And like, and as I say before, RNG goes both ways for Hero. It's both a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, no two ways about it.
Even so, if we want to take account to like other fighting game communities as well, we have Persona 4 Arena, where a character named Teddy is also literally just RNG with one of his moves as well.
Right.
He's bottom tier in the game.
Huh.
So, yeah.
And how about that? I actually got the achievement this time.
Oh, cool.
And that actually gave me a Baby T sticker.
Nice.
Yep, so I'm literally like one item away from finishing this off.
Oh boy.
Like, everything is said and done on the PlayStation 4, since that's the console I put most of my focus into.
Yeah, you also said that you just got the champion card as well, right?
Right. I think I can actually show that off while we're still here.
Alright. Yeah, I don't have it, so... Makes sense, though. I haven't been really putting enough effort in this game compared to you, for sure.
Yeah. All I'm really doing, by the way, is just focusing on building up Nitro and farming coins as much as possible.
Yeah. And I can definitely see the appeal to the grind for sure, because like I think like when I was in my Overwatch days, I was definitely into that game and grinding a lot of loot boxes and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The longevity of this game is definitely something. And just for the fun of it, before we wrap this up, I'm gonna take us through 2 bonus tracks we've yet to see in the original game.
Okay.
First up is Slide Coliseum.
Slide Coliseum. Alright. Oh yeah, I don't remember racing during our previous session either, so this is gonna be a good way to...
Right.
Yeah. This and another Coliseum, I forgot what it's called. But like,
Turbo Track.
Yeah, those two are barely ever played online for some reason.
Wonder why. I do see people playing on Slide Coliseum. Not so much Turbo Track.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if those are like the 2 unpopular tracks in the game or not, because I barely see anyone playing them.
I'd probably say so.
And I will say aesthetically, it definitely looks nice. I like the holograms, the background decorations and all that. The track itself is the one thing I kind of have issues with, really.
Right.
It's
just the layout of the track itself.
Yeah. It's
not really too much to speak of beyond everything that's going on in the background.
Yeah. I'm also noticing like kind of a lack of shortcuts as well in this stage.
Yep, everything in this map is pretty much straightforward.
Yeah, so it's also not really that inspiring to race on either. It seems kind of like a very basic Mario Stadium type of level, you know?
Yeah, this is one of the 2 original bonus tracks in CCR.
And you said before that the PlayStation version has a variation of this track in particular?
Turbo Track. They have this bonus track called Retro Stadium, which is pretty much how Turbo Track originally looked. Yeah, all they really did with it is add a bunch of PlayStation logos all over the place. As if to further signify, hey, this is our track.
Yeah.
Sony has the rights.
Well, to be fair, they kind of deserve it since they did start off and kickstart their Crash series to begin with.
Yeah, that made sense.
I think I've recently heard of news about a Nintendo Direct that's upcoming, but it's mostly focused on indie games.
I think it's for indie games, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I dived into some indie games from time to time as well.
Okay.
The most recent one I played was Bloodstained, and that's a really good game for sure. I definitely recommend that one.
Yeah, Bloodstained, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Like, especially if anyone that enjoys like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which I just realized the name, Ritual of the Night, Symphony of the Night. Yeah, that they're obviously copying it or taking a lot of inspirations from it, but yeah, it makes sense because the game is like a very good, fun, like love letter to that game for sure.
Agreed.
And I enjoyed Symphony of the Night when I played it, so.
Yep. Yeah. Should be right at home with you. And here we have our last stop at least for this video.
Alright.
Turbo Track.
Okay. Yeah, there's a
as
lot
the name implies. Yeah, as the name implies, we've got a lot of speed boosts to go through.
Alright. I'm noticing there's 2 right up front already.
Yep, they're basically scattered all over the place.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm noticing there's like a lot of PlayStation icons that are not actually owned by Sony themselves. Like, on top of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, we also got Castlevania, Metal Gear, Tomb Raider was one of them.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, definitely.
Right.
If there is like ever a sequel to PlayStation All-Stars, like, I really want those.
Yeah, we definitely need one.
Yeah.
Like, we definitely need a much better experience with PlayStation All-Stars, at least.
Yeah, because the first game was a huge missed opportunity. Like, all the third parties, aside from maybe Heihachi from Tekken, didn't really feel like PlayStation All-Stars whatsoever.
Nah.
Like, we got Raiden. Like
they could have had much better choices on their part.
Yeah. And not to hate on Raiden, but Snake was an obvious PlayStation mascot that should have been in the game.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
Yeah, and then they were promoting the bad Dante, which was like, it was obviously like a marketing ploy that time. So it was like, I felt like it was a type of game that wasn't a love letter, but just to make money. So for a sequel,
and
I
yes, there is
really
construction work going on behind you. You may hear some sawdusting in the back.
I will say though, there were some actual PlayStation characters that were owned by Sony that I didn't actually recognize until the game was out, and from what I've heard, those games were pretty fun, like Medieval and Ape Escape.
I see.
Yeah, and Ape Escape in particular looks really fun. I definitely want to try that game out someday.
Yep. Definitely looking out for that as well.
Yeah. I've been recently also getting on track to playing some older games as well, since I just recently bought an N64.
Oh, cool.
Like, the first game I bought for it was GoldenEye because I really want to experience one of the rare games that I could only play on the N64. It's kind of dated, but at the same time, you can see a lot of charm with the game behind it as well.
Oh, definitely.
So,
and hey, my daily bonus is up. Kind of a fitting note to end on, actually.
Oh yeah.
We've pretty much done our fill for this month.
Oh yeah. So I definitely can't wait for what's gonna happen next month, which is like 10 days from now. By the time we report this.
Yeah. Yeah, Grand Prix ends in like 9 days from here.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say that's a good thing to end on. Let's see if I have any coins on the pit stop. Alright, there are some things I could buy.
Yeah, that's a pretty good amount.
Yeah. I don't know if I should like save it up for like something like a bigger bundle, because like the last bundle I bought was like the one that costed 9,000 coins.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's the... Yeah, as we established, that's the most overpriced thing they have as of now.
Yeah. Which I've heard people like complain about the grind, but it wasn't actually all that bad from what I played so far. Like, it just required 1 day of a play session, and I already have it.
Yeah.
So
you're pretty much good to go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just grabbed a saber-tooth Purr on my way out.
Alright. Why not? Extra costumes.
Great.
Cortex doesn't seem like a ninja person to me at all. But alright.
Yep, that's one of his tag. Yeah, that's one of his tag team racing skins.
Ooh.
Yeah, in fact, his only one.
His only one.
Everyone else got like one different skin. Crash had the most.
Well, I imagine so, since he is the main character after all.
Yeah. Guess that about wraps things up from here.
Alright. So until then, we'll see you guys probably in the next Grand Prix. So stay tuned for that.
Yep. See you when Spyro comes around.
Yep. Alright, until then, this is the Basinger.
And MiscDan64.
We're signing out. Thanks for watching.
See you then.